Hey y'all, I know I'm wrinkled. Don't judge me. I'm on my way to work, okay? These are my work clothes. Okay, so I decided to go through my email. I was just going to like delete all the unnecessary like emails to clear up some storage in my phone. But then I just at the end, first of all, I started off with like 38,000 plus emails that I had to delete. Took forever. It took such a long time. But then I ended up just deleting everything. I was going through it at first because there were some documents in there that were, important that I wanted to keep. Really, it was some stuff that I was going through when I was going through a termination of guardianship with my oldest son, and I had like some really important documents in there from that, and I kept it because I wanted to show him, everything that's in there, to kind of like compact it, not make the story too long. Because here's the thing, one day I do plan on having a conversation with my family again. Again. I tried last year in May and I was assaulted by my brother, and my sister was trying to fight me and my niece was trying to fight me, and it was a mess. And all of this is in front of my kids. My dad's yelling and cussing me out and just saying horrible things. But yeah, my grandma, everybody. When it came to the guardianship terminating, I was incarcerated for 2.5 years, and my sister got temporary guardianship of my son while I was away. I think we had to renew it like every 6 months or something while I was gone. But then when I came home, like I would say, talk to my family about, hey, I want to, end the guardianship and just have my son, raise my son. I didn't have kids for someone else to raise my kids. And they would put me down. My sister, my dad, and my grandma would just all put me down. My paternal grandmother, they would put me down, and it's like, like you're not good enough to raise him. He's better off. She's married. She has her master's and she has a career, and she can provide something that you just cannot. And that affected me. Of course, as his mother, I just wanted the best for him, and just hearing those words from my family hurt. It hurt, and it did make me like internalize and say, like, am I not good enough? Is he better off? And am I doing the right thing for my son? But then going through the process, finally, because he changed a lot. He went from this really bubbly kid to a very quiet, sad, depressed shell of who he used to be. I would walk into my grandmother's from work, and he would be just sitting in the bathroom, and it's like, where's my son? And he's in the bathroom. I go in there and he's crying. I go in there, he's eating. It's like, what's going on? And that is what gave me the strength to go, okay, I need to get my son. I have to get my son. I have to put me to the side, and it's like, it's not about what people are saying. It's not about that. It's about him. So yeah, that's what made me like finally like, okay, no, do this. And around this time I had started drinking and all that, like bad. But I'm a human being, you know what I'm saying? That's what bothered me. And it made me feel like I was worthless, But yeah, so fast forward, we're going through the court proceedings and all that, and she is like the manager or like one of the head people of CPS. So intimidating, right? She knew all the tricks, all the things to say to make me look bad, and she said them all. She said them all, okay? She said some stuff. And I didn't go back and forth with her. I just said, I didn't have kids for someone else to raise my kids. You know, all I want to do is be a mother. That's it. I just want to be a mother. And I got my son back. But they made it hard. They made it hard that whole time. It got to a point, at this time, I didn't have a car, and my grandmother was picking me up because I was going through with the termination of guardianship. They made sure that I didn't see my son. They would pick him up from school and take him out to my sister's job or to her house so that I couldn't see him. There was a point before that where I was doing homework with him, and they're like, why are you doing homework with him? And it's like, what are you talking about? So they would take his backpack and drop it off before they would bring him to my grandma's house so that I couldn't do the homework with him. And it was like school clothes and stuff, buying him shoes. They're calling me, texting me, why are you buying shoes? Why are you buying? I buy shoes and clothes all the time. Like, what are you talking about? But yeah, it was strange. But then when I would ask, like, what are you talking, like, what do you mean? I'm confused. And I would literally just say that, like, what do you mean? Because I needed to elaborate. Like, what are you talking? Me doing homework with my child, what are you talking about? Like, that's not a bad thing. Me buying my kids clothes, it's not a bad thing. What are you talking about? So I would just ask, like, what do you mean? Or be like, huh? And they're like, what's wrong with you? You're just so, you're evil, and you have such an attitude. What? What? So yeah. The emails proved that I didn't find this out until, you know, everything was done, and I got literally all of his documents after the termination of guardianship. I found out that my sister had my son in special education. There's nothing wrong with special education, you know, but he didn't need it. The problem was they just weren't feeding into him, and me feeding into him was an issue. Got him back. He was in special education. He was in 7th grade when I got him back, and he was on a 1st grade level in math, in reading, and comprehension. He just was not where he needed to be. So I'm like, okay, I have to buckle down. I have to do deprogram, reprogram. And because I was doing all the things that they weren't, and actually, you know, making him work and use his own brain and be his own person, he hated me for it. It was like I was public enemy number one. And he didn't understand that someone calling you lazy but doing everything for you, telling you what you cannot do, I could tell him to tie his shoe, and you ain't gotta listen to no woman. What? Like, it didn't matter what it was. Anything that I said, there was a point in time where my son, I was cooking. It was some baked chicken thighs, asparagus, and rice. And he wouldn't eat. And my family just saw me like get frustrated, but they didn't know why I was frustrated. My son said, if you don't get me McDonald's, then I'm going to go to the school and tell them that you're not feeding me, you're starving me. I said, what? I'm like, oh no, you gotta go. Because I have 4 kids. I have 4 children. You're not going to put me in a position where I lose all of my kids because you want to act the fool. That's not happening. That's not happening. And so they also use that against me. Oh, she doesn't love you. She cares more about her other kids than she can. They told them that. They told my son to do that. My second son confirmed it. If your mom tells you to clean up, she tells you that this is what I cooked and this is what you're eating, go to the school and tell them that your mom is neglecting you and that she's abusing you. What? So, yes, back to the email. I kept all that because I wanted to be able to show my son, listen, this is in black and white. This is the paperwork. This is because she somehow blamed it all on me. How? You did this. But it's somehow my fault. So yeah, I realized that after the guardianship was terminated, that she was only fighting so hard. They were only fighting so hard to keep me away and try to make sure and put me down and try to make sure that I didn't go through with it, because they didn't want me to find out everything that they had going on. And that's it. That's it. So I ran across those documents in my email and I deleted them. I deleted everything, and I said, okay, I'm going to put this in God's hand. This is beyond me. This is the same son who assaulted me last year. I told that story, but it's him. That son. Yeah. I deleted it, and I feel so much lighter. I feel lighter and free. It's like that is, I don't need to prove anything to anyone. I know who I am. I know the mother that I've been. I'm going to continue to be that mother. I'm going to continue to be who I am for me and for my children. And I don't need to prove anything to anyone. So I deleted everything. Clean slate, fresh start. I don't need no documents. I don't need no receipts. I don't need none of that. But prayer, God, my Father in heaven, that's all I need. That is all I need. And I'm good. But yes, that is my diary entry for today. Gotta go. Skylar has dance practice, so we actually gotta go. I should have been starting my car. We're in Michigan, so it's cold. She doesn't want to go because her friends are not going, but that's not how that works. And they have a dance recital coming up in 2 weeks. So you're going.
No.
Yes.
The avenue says today.
What?
The avenue says still a brain rot. That's the only
Somebody
reason.
please tell her I don't care. Okay, next time. Okay, so I just wanted to insert this real quick. There's a Bible story that helped me get through that time of my life. The story with King Solomon, with the mother and the lady who took the baby. And so King Solomon took the baby and said, I'll cut the baby in half, so you can have, the fake mother can have a half, and then the real mother can have a half. But it was really just a test. He was testing to see who the real mother was. The fake mother is like, sure, go ahead. The real mother said no, she can just keep the baby. And that's how he knew who the real mother was. And so that is what helped me through that time, because I had to learn to not hold on. I was holding on and fighting, and my son even asked me, like, why wouldn't you just let me go? And it's like, I'm your mother. I'm your mother. I love you. But that story really helped me through that time, because in order to save him from even more like mental agony, coming from our family, just so much going on, and then me adding to it, fighting, trying to, just get him to understand, it was just causing more, on him, more stress and mental turmoil. And so I had to let go. So that story, actually, so many stories in the Bible, actually, I relate to. And it's like, whoa, you open up that book when you're going through something in life, and it's like it's written right there. I love the Bible so much. I love the Bible so much. But yeah, I just wanted to insert that part. Bye.